Saturday the 22nd of April 2023 with the Lovelocks of Sunninghill. Rough cut photo trail and video clips. Things that happened that day, including the lovely visit and walk around Warnham Park Gardens, open for the National Garden Scheme charity, and visits to friends in our village. So, and of course the sad passing of Barry Humphries. Very rough cut photo trail and video clips of what happened on that day as a memory aid to myself, and we'll probably start with an intro that I shot earlier. This is Snoopy's robot boat, needs some repairs doing on it, and that's the old spot tracker that failed, that's been replaced, lots of other stuff in there. June and I are off to see a garden open for the National Garden Scheme by using this as an opportunity to track out the spare spot tracker. Sorry, that's the spare spot tracker that's been had for a time, but the new spot tracker that is going to replace that in Snoopy's robot boat, and also the Go Top tracker. And we might put both of them, that one and that one, on Snoopy's robot boat. Lots of other repairs got to be done, pretty obvious, apart from checking out things like there's no water inside. But we may have space somewhere at the front here for the new spot tracker. We've got to decide where we've got the space. Don't want it at this end because we've got a lot of electronics there. We don't want the electronics interfering with each other. And that's the advanced technology from Australia. So while June's getting ready to go, yeah, June's driving. I still am not allowed to drive. Hopefully the DVLA sort that out soon. So here's our usual introduction. Robin's Corner. QR code has been updated by one that doesn't time out. Don't have to pay any money for it. And where GPS was tested from the late 1980s. And there's the lovely bit of garden sculpture that June got Robin for his birthday present last year. Don't know why I'm getting them this year. Down the front drive. As I say, June's driving, and yeah, that's the camper that was used to take Snoopy's robot boat down to the coast before he had his attempt last year, 2022. That's the battle damage. June said Robin did it, but Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. And I just point out again, practically all of that is going to be changed, but probably for the same products. Everything's got to be checked out properly. So I think June's practically ready to go. And oh yes, that's peanuts that have arrived. A lot more peanuts that we found somewhere around the corner there. There's the peanuts they put out for the wildlife, including foxes, deer occasionally, and of course hedgehogs. And mice quite like them if they can survive. On the subject of mice, don't wake him up, but our guard cat, Tody, is sleeping on duty. Now you can't see him there because he's black and he just disappears. However, that little light there is operated by a switch, so we know he's in there, which can be quite useful at night. And of course, armed mice on guard. This was originally going to be a mouse fort, and there's another spare fort that might be used by Bentley from opposite. Right, I think you're ready, are you, dear?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be off. I think I've pointed out most of the things. One thing I didn't point out, and why we're fairly relaxed about security here, but for health and safety reasons we've got lots of warnings about TV cameras and things, and the important sign is about water squirters. You have to read the small print. So that's it. So we're off on our trip and we see what that garden's like. Into the sat nav for the place we're going. Unfortunately, Tody doesn't want to move out the way, which is no surprise. Tody, right, make sure you look after the premises. We don't want any trouble.
Is he over on the grass now?
He's on the grass now, yes. This would be really boring for most of their friends, but not all of them. Here is our 6.5-minute photo trail, including the visit to Warnham Park, open for the charity and home of the Lucas family for generations. You can Google up things like Jonathan Lucas Warham for more. So of course we were testing the trackers, which will be used in Snoopy's robot boat again, and possibly some other ones. So that's our journey down. SPOT T is the tracker which anybody could see by the Snoopy page, and it will replace the other one. And there we're arriving to the place, going through the main gate. That's a deer. Park the car. Chickens. Pay the entrance fee. The money goes into the National Garden Scheme charity. Yes. Coffee and cakes. The map. Proceeds from that go into the blood cancer charity, leukemia charity. And around the lovely gardens. And very interesting places like the museum and the officers' toilets amused me. Jonathan showed me inside, but he said no photos. Some very interesting history. Yes, including old transport means. Round there's the no time to speak. Oh, I'll check that out, the cattle grid. Into the bluebell wood, bluebells. June took a few photos, but there aren't in this photo trail. Primroses, bits of sculpture, and of course a bug palace. And antlers, of course. And a few stones in memory. Flamingos reminded us of Sicily, and pandas, not so much the pandas, and little piggy wigs. Carry on round the gardens. Lovely flowers. It was great talking to some of the staff. Hippos. So where are we now? Looks as though we're on our way back. And I seem to recall we decided to... I got a call or two, yes, that was I think Balvansel. and we decided to swing by Wickes at Knapp Hill and thank them for looking for the camera bag, which it turned out we'd found in the lounge. But I'd rung them on the off chance that I'd dropped it there. That looks a serious face call, probably from Paul. And when we get back, yes, there's the Pussycats, Bentley from opposite on guard duty, and Tody decides to occupy the fort number 3 that we made for Bentley. And there's the light that is triggered. And we need to put one on fort number 3 so we know if there's a pussycat in that one. Meanwhile, Bentley continues. So what are we doing now? Checking out a few tracks. Oh yeah, of the spot tracker going into Snoopy's boat, showing where the car was parked. And the other one that's been public for years is the so-called spare spot tracker in a box. And of course I've also got my personal tracker, and it shows the walk around the gardens and back home. Yes, here. And Pussycat Tody trip down to the village to see our friends, including Raj, Bal with June, and Romeo, favourite doggy, and of course the sad passing of Barry Humphries, known as Dame Edna, or Les Patterson, cultural attaché to Australia, which inspired me to get those glasses for our Ruby anniversary when we went to Paris. Oh yes, then the video chat with family, and June gets the track, and you'll see that video played at the end, which was our walk around the garden. Then I checked my email again. Oh dear, I'd forgotten the get together of Chobham Flyers, and the Jehovah's Witnesses visited earlier, dropping in things like the Watchtower. It's getting late in the evening now, so I'm putting out the peanuts that the wildlife like. All sorts of things. Currently it tends to be foxes. Yeah, so June's rustled up some food, but I take it into my naughty corner near the closed circuit TV in the lounge. So that's the end of that. Here is our walk as a 3D GPS track around the gardens of the place open for the National Garden Scheme charity, and also the blood cancer charity. This was recorded by June on her smartphone using the Outdoor Active app. Not bad, eh? We've just arrived home from that lovely NGS garden that was open, and here's Bentley up on the car. But where's Tody? Tody's not in his own fort.
Walking of the castle.
Tody is checking out the fort number 3. How you doing? Not giving any problems to the mice, I hope it. Yeah, this one is different because if he sits in that, we can see. So we need a little light on that one now. Yeah, I hope Bentley's not sulking. You wanted to sit there, didn't you? That's right. I might have warned you that it would be just a load of undercut photos and video clips, but this wraps it up. Yes, it's a little better here, gradually getting tidied up. So it only remains to say, look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have.